be able to send you a recording of classes afterwards that you could practice along for like a week after. So just notice the body now and just take your thumb tip and attach it to your pointer finger and middle finger pad. This is known as Vyana Mudra on both hands. So the thumb goes to the pointer and the middle finger pad. Just below the tip, not on the tip. And extend the remaining fingers long. This helps for this pranic flow. Bring the arms along, down alongside the hips so that the chest opens a little bit more and the collarbones. This is good for your blood circulation, the blood flow. It's also good for your endocrine system, hormonal regulation. So as you inhale and exhale, notice the body. You might feel this movement in your chest and your heart. You might feel it in your upper back. This is a wind movement of energy known as a vayu, this mudra. And as you're breathing here, notice the breath in the chest. Begin to fill up the chest with your breath. Allow the breath to transfer into the rib cage and then the navel center. So we're moving the breath downwards. And then on the exhalation, you move the breath upwards. You release the navel, the rib cage, and the heart center. 2 more rounds at your own pace. Your heart expands, the ribs expand, the navel expands. And on the exhalation, you release and let it go, absorbing the breath from the navel, the ribs, the heart. One last time at your own pace. And now on the next inhalation, take your thumb pad to all 4 finger pads. So the pointer, the middle, the ring, and the pinky finger touch the thumb pad. And the thumb pad, the pad is just below the tip of the finger. This is known as samana mudra, and samana is for digestion. It helps you assimilate not just nutrients, but also your day. The knowledge, the information coming to you. My teacher always suggested to take a samana moment if ever I felt I was so busy and I needed to slow down. So we absorbed through Vyana, now we're assimilating, digesting through samana. You might feel this in your gut. This is also where your willpower is stored. And continue with the breath rhythm from the heart on the inhalation, traveling to the ribs, traveling to the navel center. And then the exhalation, you release all of that upwards. Navel, pulling up to the ribs, pulling up into the chest and heart. Do that at your own pace. It's like a circular movement of energy here. And if thoughts pop in your head, give yourself permission to just let them bounce away. Just like a bubble bouncing off of you, comes in and it goes away. And then on the next inhalation, you're going to touch your thumb to the 2 inside fingers, the middle finger and the ring finger, and extend the remaining fingers long. Thumb to the middle finger and ring finger pad. This is known as Apana Mudra. And Apana is this elimination. You might feel this in your legs. From the belly button down, it's also very good for your low back because your belly button, anything below it, in your spine. Think of your pelvic floor, any type of integrity that is needed to tonify there. Think of digestive issues. Do you feel tired after you eat? Ready to go to bed? Do you feel heavy? Do you feel constipated, gassy? This mudra is very beneficial for eliminating the sensations associated with poor digestion. Allow the breath rhythm to continue from the heart to the ribs to the navel. On the in-breath and on the out-breath, release it all, going upwards, pulling up from the navel, in and up, the ribs, in and up, the heart, in and up. Allow this breath rhythm to take over your body. So maybe that's all that's in the mind right now. It's this circular movement of energy. One more round of your breathing. This mudra series is known as Quiet the Noise Mudra series. So there's so much benefit beyond what I've even shared with this mudra series. It pacifies the nervous system, quieting the noise that might come in through sensory input. And then release the hands so that the hands are soft now. Nothing's touching. The palms are open to receive. And give yourself permission to create an intention for your practice today. Feel the intention come into the palms of the hands. This intention can be physical, it can be emotional, it could be spiritual, or maybe all of the above. And repeat your intention to yourself 3 times. Giving yourself permission to be present, to draw your awareness inwards to the body versus outwards. And then let's dedicate our practice to each other and to the spaces that we have to practice in. And these spaces are the rooms that you're practicing in, but also your body, the space that you occupy within, and how you carry yourself without and out into the world. And then we'll gently bring our palms together, pushing our palms together in Anjali Mudra in this prayer position. Bring your thumbs into your breastbone, your heart. Fingertips point up towards the chin. And gently say the words Namaste. Namaste. Honoring each other with loving kindness today. Releasing the palms down, bend your knees into your chest, and roll on over to either side and come to a seated position. And then I'm going to ask you guys to just mute yourselves. Oh, good. I was able to mute you. Wonderful. And so that I will be recording, and we'll see. If it turns out to be a good recording, I can send it to you too, so that you have it for our home practice. That's my hope. So let's sit. You could sit on a blanket, on your mat. If you don't have a blanket to sit on or a bolster, you could roll up the edge of your mat. Just roll up the back edge and just sit. You could sit in what's called auspicious pose, where you bring your heel up into your pelvic floor. Start with the left heel comes in, and then stack the right heel in front of it if you're able. If this is uncomfortable for you, you could sit cross-legged in easy pose, Sukhasana, where the feet are under the knees. We're going to inhale, bring the right arm up alongside the right ear and pin that upper bone into the cheek. Extend through the fingers because the hand's an extension of the spine. And then walk and laterally bend over to the left. Open up the chest. See if you could roll from the belly button up towards the sky. Push down through your left palm to open up the underbelly of the rib cage. Inhale and exhale here. Inhale back up to center, and we're going to twist to the right. You can take your left hand to the outside of the right knee, or if you suffer from any type of spine issues, push it to the inside of the left leg. Bring your right hand behind your sit bones and push into those fingertips, or push onto a block with your hand behind you. Lift the chest up, roll the left rib cage forward and in, and the right rib cage back and in. Look over your back shoulder. In the olden days, we used to say this was the wringing out of your digestion, wringing out your guts. Squeeze and soak. Inhale back to center, and we'll do the opposite side, but let's switch the legs. Try not to use your hands. So if you're sitting in an auspicious pose, wiggle your feet in and see if you can use those muscles. Very nice, ladies. Lift the left arm up, pin it in towards the cheek, extend through the wrist and the fingers, and then laterally bend. And I feel it on this side. I'm really stiff today. Push into your right palm, and then just roll from the neck. Don't just lift the head up. Turn from the neck and hook your chin underneath your arm. Or your gaze can be down at your fingertips. See if you can pull your left hip down and away. And with every exhalation, hollow out the navel center. Pull it in and up. To come out, hollow out the navel, lift the pit of the belly in and up, and lift up through the arm. Twist to the left. Either a closed twist, where the hand's to the outside of the left leg, or an open twist. And lift the heart forward, lift the collarbones up, and then rotate from the pit of the belly, from the navel center up through the heart center. Look over your back shoulder. This also helps with lymph drainage on the outside of the right side of the neck. Inhale back to center. Take your feet in front of you, place them flat on your mat, and take your right leg up and cross over your left knee. Try to push the skin of the ankle into the flesh of the knee. Don't cross past the knee with your foot. Try to have it on the leg, the ankle, if that makes sense. Take your hands behind your hips, fingers point back. You could be on your fingertips, you could be flat on the palms. You pick and just open the chest up and rock the hips back and forth. Feel your breath here. Come back to neutral. Take your left hand into your foot. Now you're going to move the foot past the knee. Push into the foot and take your right hand and push into the knee, as if you're pushing the leg together. Pushing the knee towards the foot and the foot towards the knee. Lift the body and the torso up. And then rock back and forth here. Straighten the bottom leg and see if you can cradle the foot in the crease of the elbow, wrapping the arm around the knee. This is rocking the baby. If you can't, cradle into the elbow. It looks like you both can. You can hold that knee again and push the knee towards the foot and rock back and forth. So this is variation 1. Variation 2. Try to bring that shin towards the chest. Release that foot down. Let's do the other side. Take your left leg. Try to have the ankle on the skin. Bring your fingertips behind you. Lift the chest up and rock back and forth. This is rocking the baby. And laugh at yourself a little bit if you want. Coming upright, take your hand to the bottom of the foot, your hand to the outside of the knee, and push it together. Push as hard as you can with comfort and rock back and forth. If you're somebody who's on your legs all day, or you run around, jog, tennis, biking, these are really good movements. Now take the foot past the ankle, lift, put it in the crook of the elbow, and you're either going to hold it like a baby or find your movement, and you can push to the outside of the knee if you can only get in the crook of the arm, and go back and forth. The bigger the movement, the more you open up the hip. You can straighten the bottom leg or keep the knee bent. You pick. And release the leg. If you have blocks, frame the front of your mat, the top of your mat. We're going to come onto all fours for cat dog. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Flatten through your shin bones. Try to push your shins, your calves into your shins and the shins into the earth. Try to push your ankles from the back of the ankle to the front of the ankle and spread through all 10 toenails. Inhale now, dog tilt, lifting the butt up. When you lift the butt up, don't drip out of your navel. Keep your navel strong. Exhale, round the head, push into the arms and the hands, cat stretch. Inhale, dog tilt. Exhale, cat stretch. Vidalasana, Marjariasana. Inhale, dog tilt. Hold it here. And now only moving the head. We're going to count to 7 for each vertebrae in the neck. And gently moving the neck so you tuck the chin with dog tilt back. This releases between the shoulder blades. Inhaling, keep the dog tilt back in your spine. Inhaling the head back up. Again, at your own pace, exhaling, keeping the dog spine. Did you let go of your shins? Really anchor through the shins. And one more time, inhaling, bringing the head back up. And now we're going to go into cat stretch. Push into the hand, round the upper back, tuck the tailbone. Cat stretch. Again, keeping the spine in cat stretch. This is more challenging now to move just the head. Moving the head, moving from the throat. Bringing the throat forward and up. Notice you're a lot more limited with how high up you can go with your head when your back's rounded. And now round the head on the exhalation. Keep engaged through your shins and your toenails. Inhaling, lifting the head up. Moving at your own breath rhythm. This is just mine. And now exhaling into full expression of cat. Push into the inner palm, reaching up through the inner arms, all the way up into the underarms, into the upper back. Come into a neutral spine. Exhale, tuck the toes under, lift up into down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Walk the palms, one palm print forward. Very nice. Look at your feet. Have your feet 2 fist distance apart. So picture both your hands in between your feet, fists down, the width of your feet from each other. Pin your upper arm bones in. See if you can breathe here in stillness in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Your chest moves towards your thighs. So in a way, you have a dog tilt in your low back, as if that butt's almost sticking up, but not quite. Stretching through the back of the hamstrings, the knees, the calves, the ankles. Then you'll bring your feet together. Turn your palms out so the fingertips point out to the sides. You got it, Chloe. And now go into a dog. Notice the difference when the arms are wider, how there's a little bit more space for the chest to move through and back towards the thighs. Inhale, bring the hands back to neutral and bring the right leg up towards the sky. If ever you need a break, go into child's pose and then come greet us when you're ready. Go back into the pose. Exhale, stack the right hip, the top hip, over the bottom, turning the hip open, and kick through that heel of that foot. And then bend the knee and point the knee away from the torso. Try to kick your butt with your right foot. Bring that foot in towards the butt. Straighten the leg into one-legged down dog and bring the foot back down to the ground. We'll do the other side. Inhale the left leg up. Try to keep your shoulders squared so they're facing the ground. And now stack your hips. Kick through that heel. Keep kicking through the heel even when you bend the knee so that you're kicking your butt. Roll that left underarm towards the ground. Inhale back to one-legged down dog. Bring the foot down to the floor. Inhale, look forward, lift the right leg up and bring the right leg through for a low lunge. Beautiful. Bring your hands to the floor, since you don't have blocks, down to the floor. Use your fingertips. Move back into half Hanumanasana, half split, but stretch the foot onto the ground. Don't lift the foot up. And then round the back into cat stretch, tucking the chin. You should feel a stretch right here in your back hip, maybe into the IT band. This is really good for sciatic, SI joint problems, also good for your pelvic floor. Lift up through the pelvic floor. Stretch through the top of the foot. Stretch the toes wide, even though the foot's flat. Inhale, coming back to a low lunge. Bring your hands onto your front thigh, and then lift the arms up. Extend up through the neck, through the throat. Lean back into a little baby back bend. Squeeze into the left butt cheek. Exhale, come back into half split. This time bringing the foot up, pointing the toes up, but the heel pushes down. And this time, instead of rounding the back, reach the collarbones towards the big toe. Exhale one more time. This time we're going to tuck our back toes under and come into a high lunge, reaching the arms up. Lift the pit of the belly in and up. Exhale, bring your hands down, framing your foot, and step back into down dog. 5 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Lengthen through the roof of the mouth. Release the tongue. And pin the upper arm bones in towards the ears. Feel your shoulders moving towards your hips. Nice, ladies. Inhale, bring the left leg up. Look forward and step the left leg through to a low lunge. Beautiful. Inhale, sit back into half splits with the legs flat, the foot flat. Left leg forward. Foot flat. Stretch through your toes away from each other, but keep the foot on the ground. Round into a cat stretch in your back, tucking the chin. Inhale, come forward into a low lunge. Bring your hands on your thighs. Squeeze your hips together. And lift the arms up. You can keep the head forward, especially if you're prone to dizziness. Otherwise, reach the throat forward and up. Baby back bend. Pin your upper arm bones in towards your ears. Exhale, bring your hands down. Move back through the left outer hip into a half split. This time, lift the toes up, but push the heel down and reach the collarbones and the chest forward. A different kind of stretch now. You should feel this on your hamstring. Where the first one rounded, you feel it on your back hip and your sacrum. Or maybe you feel it somewhere else. That's where I feel it. Inhale back into your lunge. Tuck your back toes under, and we'll come up into a high lunge. Squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in. Lift the arms up. Pull your eyes towards your nose. So the gaze is looking out, but it's pulling in. That's your drishti. Exhale back down. Hands to the earth. Step back into down dog or child's pose. 5 full breaths here. So I think that's your right hip, Kim. Push down through your right, yes, push down. Which one's your right leg? Lift it up for me. Okay, good. You're sinking on that side. So pull up through your rib cage on the right side, up through the right outer hip. There you go. And then Chloe, drop your head. Drop your head down. There's nothing to see. Pull your outer shoulders up towards your hips. Yes, there you go. And then engage your inner thighs, everyone. Inner thighs in towards each other, up and back. The legs are strong here, so are the outer arms. Excuse me. Inhale, now come into plank. Palankasana, plank pose. Squeeze through the inner arm bones. Reach the collarbones forward. And if you have chaturanga in your practice, pin the elbows in, come down slowly to the ground. Let's go into extended low cobra. The hands are slightly in front of the hips. Push into the palms or variation 2 into your fingertips. Palms. Notice my hips are still down. I'm pushing down through all 10 toes. And variation 2, fingertips. Keep reaching the outer rib cage forward. Pull the upper shoulders back. Exhale. Come to your forehead. Spread your arms into a T. Palm down. Try to have the right arm out from the right shoulder. We're going to roll to the right side. Bringing the left foot back behind you. If you're able to bring the foot flat into the ground, you can look my way. Put the foot flat into the ground. Otherwise, reach it back. Maybe you can even grab a hold of your ankle and extend that leg back. Feel your breath here. Feel your body. Feel your mind. Come back to center. Rolling on your belly. And extend the left leg out to the left arm out to the side. And then roll onto your left outer hip. You can take your right hand, bring it in toward your chest, and just push into the hand. The hand is under the elbow. Variation 1 is just to extend the foot back behind you, the right leg. So now you got this really deep opening here in your hip. Pay attention to your head, make sure you're not just collapsing. breathe. If you're able to, you can put the foot flat behind, the right foot right behind the left thigh, knee points up. Or variation 3, you can grab your ankle and extend the foot back. Challenging. Try to walk your foot in towards behind your leg, Chloe, so it's behind the leg. Yeah, and push down flat. Good. Inhale back to center. Let's go into baby cobra again. Come to your forehead, slither onto your nose and then your chin. First, let's do baby cobra. The hands are alongside the ribs. And as you slither the head up, draw the shoulder blades up and back. And then lift the palms. So now the movement and the weight is in your pelvis and your toes. From there, reach the hands forward onto the fingertips or flat palms and lift up. Inhale and exhale. Exhale back down. We're going to go into down dog. Tuck your toes under. Roll to your forehead. Come onto your hands and knees. And then lift up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Look forward, bring the right leg through. We're going to go into side angle pose. Drop the back foot down, the heel down. Try to line up your front heel with your back arch. Bring your right arm onto your thigh, and then spin the torso open. Side angle pose. Bring the arm overhead. Keep the hand as an extension of the spine. Tuck your right buttocks under. Inhale and exhale here. Look down at your right foot. Keep the opening of your chest. We're going to go into half moon. Take your hand to the outside of the foot. Slide the foot, back foot in. Have your hand positioned about 6 to 8 inches on a diagonal. Lift up through the back leg. Pay attention here that your leg, your lifted leg, let's keep it in alignment with the hip. Don't lift it higher. Kick straight out from the hip to the heel of the foot. Lift up through the top arm. You might have heard me in class say flaunt your toes. You're going to point your foot, your lifted foot, and then flex the toes, pushing through the ball mount of the big toe. That's flaunting. Try to cycle back by stepping on the exhalation back into side angle pose. And then lift up through the top arm to come to standing. We're going to switch sides. I'm only turning around just because I need to see you. Turning the right foot now, 90 degrees. I'm sorry, the left foot now, 90 degrees. We're going to go into side angle from standing. Open the arms. Exhale, side angle. Arm on thigh. Extend through the top arm. That's why it's called side angle. Literally, you're forming a side angle. Picture yourself between 2 panes of glass. Try to have your front knee above your ankle, not in front. So walk your back foot back a little bit, Chloe. Further back, yeah. And then really lunge into this front leg. Push down through the right outer foot. That's your anchor foot. And now look down at your foot, your front foot, and prepare for half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Sliding the back foot in. Lift the back leg up. Rotate from the belly button up. Belly button up to open that chest towards the sky. Beautiful, Kim. And really kick that lifted leg away. Lift from the inner thigh of the right leg to the inner knee to the inner ankle and flaunt that toe. Point the foot and flex the toes, pushing the ball mount of the big toe away. Try to cycle back into side angle. You can have your hand on your thigh to the outside of the front leg on the floor. And keep that top arm active. Really extend through the arm. Exhale. Step back into down dog or child's pose. Beautiful. We're going to come onto our butts. So bend the knees, and you can either hop forward or you can walk forward to a forward fold. Go to the top of your mat, and we're going to squat and rock and roll to get to the ground. Squat, sit on the butt, pull back, bring the legs over the head, and come up into a balance. We're kids again, yay! Upward facing boat pose. Bring the arms alongside the shins. See how they're parallel? Bring the knees towards the chest and the chest towards the knees. Exhale, bring the feet down. Wide-legged forward fold. Open the legs wide. Upavista Konasana. Take your hand to the front of your thigh, the right leg. Roll that flesh down and roll the flesh behind the thigh back. So you're opening the butt. And contract. Right here, the inner thighs. Pull them and contract them in and down. Push down to the back of the heels. Flaunt the toes. Inhale the arms up. Turn to the right and reach past the right toes, but try to keep the left leg active. Turning. Go in the front like we're turning butter. Over the left, to the front, up through the right. Over the right, to the front, over the left, and up. Does that make sense? Inhale as you push it away. Exhale as you sweep forward. Inhale up. Move at your own pace. When you come to the center, the next round, stay in the center. Walk your hands forward, as far forward as you can in the center. So come to the center, reach the collarbones forward. Don't lose the connection of those quadriceps, those upper thigh bones, and the back of the heels of the foot. Inhale and exhale here. Variation 2 is to take your peace fingers. Notice this is Vyana Mudra around your big toe. Both big toes for circulation. Contract through the legs and see if you can go into your forward fold this way. Reaching the collarbones forward. Eventually getting the chin towards the ground. Did you lose the connection of your legs? That's important here. Inhale back to come out. Center. Bring the right heel in, just like the beginning in that auspicious pose. Bring the heel in towards the pelvic floor, and then the bottom of the foot touches the left thigh, if you can. If the knees popped up, you can tuck like the edge of your mat or a blanket under it in the future, okay? Now we're gonna turn so our belly button faces the right knee, and we're gonna laterally bend over the left without losing this twist. I'm going to laterally bend, so I'm still twisting towards the right. I'm going to take my elbow to the inside of the left leg and tuck my pointer finger underneath my ankle. You should feel a deep stretch in this back outer hip and thigh. Stay here, maybe push on this right inner thigh or reach the arm up, bring the hand behind the head and open through the elbow. You're moving the left rib cage towards the left foot. Left rib cage towards the left foot in that twisted open position. Parsva Janushirasana. Inhale, lift up through the right arm to come back to center. We're going to switch sides. Try not to use your hands. Take the right leg out. Reposition. Bring the left heel in. I have to use my hand for the heel. The heel goes into the pelvic floor. The foot moves to the flesh of the right side. Turn towards the left. The belly button's pointing towards the left. Inhale and exhale. Keep this opening. Try to bring the elbow down and the pointer finger behind the ankle. Lift the arm up or push into that thigh. You can bring the hand behind the head, or if you're comfortable, you can reach to the outside of the foot and rotate the torso through the arms. Not quite there yet today. So honor your body, practice ahimsa, non-harming, and truthfulness, satya. We're winding down our practice now. Inhale, lift up through the left arm, come to seated. Bring the soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. Hold the ankles or bind your hands and slip them underneath your feet. Be careful of your wings and just flap the wings of your knees. And then come into a forward bend. Try to pin the elbows into the calves and push the calves back and in. Forward fold first with the collarbones reaching forward, and then tuck the chin at the very end. Inhale, come out the opposite way you came in. So the collarbones reach forward. Release the hands. Walk up to seated. We're going to go back into bridge pose and then Shavasana. Trying to go down as slow as you can for bridge. Reach the arms forward, reach the abs towards the thighs. Keep raging, raging, raging. When you come on your back, walk your feet in towards your hips. Turn your heels out and your toes slightly in. Roll to the thumb side of your hand. Bring the arms alongside the body and roll to the thumb side of the hand. This opens the chest. Inhale now, lifting from this position. So see how the top of the shoulders already are rolling towards the floor. The deltoids, the top of the shoulders are already rolling towards the earth. Move those shoulders towards the floor, even more so when you lift your hips. Take your arms behind your back if you're able. Bind your fingers in Yoga Mudra and straighten the arms. Variation 2 is to hook your thumbs and make a shelf for your hips. Fingers are on the outside of the hips, thumbs are underneath. The chin is lifting, not collapsing, so the throat remains open. And the chest is your bridge. Well, the whole body is the bridge. But feel your heart moving towards your chest. And when you do that, push down to the top of the shoulders. Inhale and exhale here. The legs are strong, really strong here actually. Push down to the center of the heel of the feet. Round to the big toe, space between the fourth and fifth toe. To come out of this pose, slowly release the arms, one vertebrae at a time. Now you release the shoulders, opening up the upper back so it's flattening, then the vertebrae to the middle back, and then the tailbone comes down last. Ah. Hug your knees into your chest, rock back and forth to the hips. We'll do joyful baby and then shavasana. Ananda balasana. The feet, the flat of the foot points towards the sky. Variation one is to just hold the outside of the feet down to the outside of the ribs. Variation two is to reach to the inside of the feet and wrap your hands to the outside. You could rock here if you want. What's calling to you? Or be still. If you suffer from anxiety and overwhelm, incorporate stillness here. If you suffer from depression or lack of will, make a little bit of movement here. Feel the outside of the knees dropping to the outside of the ribs towards the earth. Feet are flat, as if they're standing on the ceiling, the sky. On your next exhalation, hollow out the navel. Beautiful. Bring the soles of the feet together. Bring your hands to the bottom of the feet in a supine bound angle here, drawing the heels towards the pelvic floor. And then when you're ready, we're going to prepare for shavasana. Whatever props you'd like, whatever you want to put back on, socks, blankets over you to keep that prana heat inside, feel free to set up your shavasana. I'm just going to create a little pillow with my blanket. I'll show you a little technique. The bottom edges of the blanket, my head goes on the blanket, and I take the bottom edges, the bottom corners, and I just roll them in, tucking them in and under, supporting my skull. It feels just so good to do that with the blanket. And then just close your eyes. If your back's feeling tweaky, tuck something or roll your mat underneath your knees. Otherwise, just breathe. As you inhale and exhale here, give yourself permission to let go. Take your face and squeeze your face together. Like a squirrel, squeezing the cheeks, the lips, the eyes. And then exhale, open the mouth with the eyes closed. Stick the tongue out. And then completely and utterly soften the face, close the mouth, close the eyes. Inhale and exhale into the skin of the body. Release the skin from the muscle and the muscle from the bone. Inhale as if the whole body is breathing. And exhale as if the whole body is breathing. Inhale into your mouth, releasing your tongue inside the mouth. Softening the lips. Releasing the cheeks. Releasing the ears towards the earth. Inhale and exhale as if the whole body is breathing. Releasing the eyes, from the inner edges to the outer edges and all the space in between. Exhale, as if the whole body is breathing. Releasing the scalp and the hair off the scalp, allowing the brain to soften, allowing the mind to let go. As you inhale and exhale up and out through the crown of the head. And for the next few moments as you breathe, I'm going to read you a poem. I believe that you hold the answers to everything you need to know in your life. You have the strength to overcome any problem that comes your way. You have a soul who is guiding you along your pathway of life. You are never alone because the universe is always with you and within you. You are divinely guided by your ancestors. You are capable of becoming whoever you want to be. You are beautiful, wild, and free. You are alive and pure-hearted. You are surrounded with love. You are love. I believe that you hold the answers to everything you need to know in your life. You have the strength to overcome any problem that comes your way. You have a soul who is guiding you along your pathway of life. You are never alone because the universe is always with you and within you. You are divinely guided by your ancestors. You are capable of becoming whoever you want to be. You are beautiful, wild, and free. You are alive and pure-hearted. You are surrounded with love. You are love. On the next inhalation, bring your palms together and rub them vigorously together to create heat and warmth, keeping your eyes closed. Place your palms over your eyes, opening your eyes into the warmth and darkness. And wherever the fingertips land, gently massage. Self-care is so important, now more than ever. Hug your knees into your chest and roll on over to your left side, pausing in a fetal position so that the top shoulder faces the earth as well as the heart. And really hug into yourself here, embracing the body that you have to practice it, embracing the time that you have to commit to your practice today. Say something gentle to yourself and loving, and repeat that 3 times. I am worthy, I am love, I am light. And when you're ready, let the head come up last. Push yourself up to a seated position. Moving slowly. We'll end the class with the words Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, meaning peace, peace, peace. Namaste, yogis. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. It was really nice to get back into offering something online so I can keep